Hello, welcome to Across the Street to Wooden Park. I'm Juan.
And I am Veronica.
It's been a very, very long time.
I think it's been about a month.
We took a little mini break there.
Yeah, stuff happened.
Yeah, the holidays happened.
I had a cold. The holidays, and you came in with your girlfriend and her mom from Japan
Yeah, so
to visit.
it's been a crazy time. So we unfortunately let the episodes pass us by. So we got to get back to it though. Are you ready get back to the
I am ready.
swing of
Let's
things?
do this. Yep.
We have to shake off the rust and get back to
There is no rust.
Oh, we're talking about your past. There's a lot of rust. There's a lot of cobwebs for sure. There's a lot
Well,
of creaky steps, dark
yes.
corners, old
Um,
suitcases.
yeah, there's a lot of aluminum and car tires and
Did you
rusty nails.
did you grow up with Sanford and Son or
They were my
something?
neighbors.
Okay, so we did miss all the holiday episodes. What I'm not concerned because that just means we'll do them next year because the show's definitely going to go for at least another year because we signed up for a podcast contract, hosting
Absolutely.
contract. So, but it's January. I think we should talk about winter and winter memories for you growing up in Chicago. If people don't know about Chicago winters, they can be extremely harsh, right?
Yes, however, I think that, yes, they are harsh, but I think when you're a kid, you think more of like the fun stuff of the winter, like playing outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you concern so much yourself with the hardship of the weather
Mm-hmm.
or how difficult it was to get around because you're a kid, so
Yeah,
that's not even your problem.
you really only have to concern yourself with getting to school and getting home, and sometimes not having to go to school. You don't have to think of getting to work and doing the chores and buying the groceries and keeping the house warm.
No, and you know what's really weird is that I had no clue how close we lived to the school. We were less than a block away. I mean, not only were we across the street from the park, but we were right next to the school.
So winter, well, it's not so bad. If people don't know, Chicago winters can get to what, minus
20?
20, 30 with the wind chill.
Right.
Um, Snowfall we count sometimes in feet. Uh, and it's long, right? It's like a very long winter.
Yeah, we're supposed to have 4 seasons, but for some reason I feel like we have more
Chicago only
winter.
has just two, really.
Well, I mean, we have four, but it feels like two, yeah.
And but I remember snow on Halloween, and you making me wear a coat to go trick or treating, and Spider-Man doesn't wear a coat, so I would hate that idea.
Yeah, but Spider-Man doesn't get a cold.
And sometimes there's snow at the baseball park in April, so Chicago has like a long,
Yeah, it does, yeah.
kind of depressing, dark winter, but it makes for
But
strong
that's
people,
only for
right?
the big people, right? But that's only for the grown-ups. For the kids, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, so tell me, how did you have fun? Because, well, first you you come from Guatemala, very kind of warm,
Actually,
subtropical.
Guatemala is known as the eternal spring. Basically, what that means is that it's generally in the 70s year round.
Mhm.
It'll reach low 80s, or else it'll be like in the mid 60s. But throughout the year, it's in the 70s.
So it's like the San Francisco of Central America.
Yes, and it's beautiful. Yes. So you when you do come here, it's different, but I really can't relate a whole lot to that because I was very young when I
Okay,
came.
so for you, it's a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
So how did you enjoy um, winter time in the city? Did you guys get up to like snow activities or?
Well, for us, snow activities was going outside, playing snowball fights, building snowmen. Of course, we never put like the scarf or the carrot nose because we didn't know that's what you had to do. All we did was roll the balls.
You didn't know that was part of the snowman? The snowman
No,
has been around for a long time, okay?
I know, but we just rolled the balls and then put it on top. Like he had the bottom, the middle, and then the top,
There you go. You
and
got
then
it.
and then and then I think we found something to make ice, and I don't think we cared so much about
Well,
everything else
I'm
that
pretty
he
sure
needed.
your mom wouldn't let you, use the carrots that she needs for the soup anyway and take her scarf. And I don't think
No,
my grandfather was wearing a top hat.
a top hat. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But other than that, we would actually love
So
to go
even
play.
even your snowmen were poor in the
Yes, even our
70s.
snowman, even our snowmen were
If you
poor.
needed to do like a coat drive or collection for the snowmen, help
Yeah.
clothe our snowmen.
Where were you, huh? With all these great
So
ideas.
were they did you build white snowmen or did you use like a darker snow so you can
Uh,
more closely relate to the snowmen?
we did beautiful white snowmen. Okay.
Ah.
Unless we had to deal with like the slushy snow, like
Hmm.
after people have walked through it and now it looks kind of like dirty.
Yeah.
But it was still a snowman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, probably not a lot of skiing trips, but maybe some sledding.
Never been skiing, but we did do some sledding. Um, we did not have a sled. We would use cardboards, like from cardboard boxes. We would
Yeah,
break down, and
that works.
there
I've
was,
I've done that
yeah,
before.
yeah. So yeah, but I don't think you were like 7 or 8, were you?
No, I was 14,
Okay, well, we would go
15.
outside and we would just go outside and play. And
So where would you go sledding? I'm trying to think of
well, right there on
hills
the
in that
well, there's
area,
there's
like big
the
parks or
Kennedy
hills.
Expressway is right there on North and Greenview. So when you're getting on the Kennedy, on the ramp,
Hmm.
there's like this, it's the viaduct,
Hmm.
and right underneath there's like this hill.
So
So we would,
it's so what you're talking about, it's not a natural hill, it's the kind of
it's
grass.
a grass and concrete hill. So
It's
we
it's
would,
the ramp to get on the expressway, and the side of it has like a grassy natural landscape. Uh,
right.
so
And then that we would go all the way to the top, and then we would get on our cardboards,
mhm.
lay flat on them, and then just like go down with our hands first.
Hmm.
Am I explaining that right?
Okay, you're on your
So,
knees. You're on your knees.
well, we're
You're
not on
going
our
down.
knees. We're flat on our stomach. We
Okay,
would
so
lay
you're
flat on
laying
our
down
stomach.
in your Superman style.
Right. And then we would just slide down. And it's crazy because it would look like we're going to go onto traffic, but we would stop shy, I would say maybe 3 or 4 feet from the street,
Mhm. Well, only so cars are coming on and off the ramp. They're
Right, and then
speeding
you still
home.
have North Avenue going eastbound, the traffic. So you have the traffic going on North Avenue eastbound, but then you also have the ramp that wants to get onto the Kennedy Expressway.
Hmm.
So we were like playing right in between those two.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
don't know if you could
I
see.
picture. Yeah. So there's you're coming down from the ramp of all the cars going up onto the highway, but you're leading into also the other traffic of the major street,
Right,
and you're playing in between this place,
right.
this no man's land, this Death Valley that a bunch of 7, 8 year old.
Well, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9,
Okay, so there are some
give
older
and
kids,
take.
so it's okay
Well, yeah,
to to watch over everything.
um, right. And then it was fun. I mean, we didn't have like snow clothes. I mean, sometimes we didn't even have gloves. We would put socks
Uh,
on our hands because we would lose our gloves. So once you lost your gloves, then that's it. So now you would have to wear socks.
Mm-hmm.
So we would like double the socks on our hands, double pairs,
Mm-hmm.
because it was cold,
Yeah.
you know. So
At any point, did any parents or adults or passersby get out of their car and yell at you guys and tell you guys what you guys were doing?
no,
Did you
no,
have any sense of the danger?
no. We were having fun. This is how gullible or stupid we were.
Okay, you said the
Both
words. I didn't say. Oh, ignorant.
because
Man, you're just kids. You don't
ignorance,
realize it.
yeah, but and see that's why we didn't know how the severe the cold in Chicago was at the time when we were
Mhm.
little because we were young. We had no, I don't think we had any concept of it. You
Did
know, of course, when we had to stand at the corner for the bus, it was cold because we
mhm,
had to stand there. Like if you had to go to a doctor's
mhm.
or do errands, we were always taking the bus for everything. But other than that, it didn't feel like it was that big of a problem.
Did you at any point did anybody get really sick or anything from just being out in the cold all night?
All the time.
Pneumonia or anything like that?
All the time. I mean, we would go in when our face was like red
Hmm.
and the boogies are coming down, but you really don't feel them because it's so cold and your face is
So when you come home at this time and your mom
so
sees you
cold.
come in like this, does she berate you? Does she yell at you guys? Is she upset? Did,
Um,
when you start sneezing, is that what you
well,
get kind of thing?
I think if she was in a bad mood or something bad happened, yeah, we'd get in trouble. But if things were okay at home, everybody was happy. Hurry up, change and come to dinner or get ready for bed or go do your homework or did you finish your homework? But other than that, I mean, she would get upset because we had to put on like layers of clothes,
Hmm.
like maybe two or three jeans or layers so that because it was cold, but that wasn't a problem for us.
Hmm.
But we had to figure out how to stay warm, so we would put on like a bunch of layers of clothes.
So let's talk about how you did keep warm. Like, what was your coat? Did you have the freshest and flyest and
Ha
newest?
ha ha.
Did you have your I can't even think of what's the popular coat brand that people like? North?
North Face,
Yeah, I don't remember.
Columbia.
South something. Yeah. Did you have a Columbia? Did you have a
Uh,
nice red mountain coat?
Actually, I think as a kid, I probably got maybe like, oh, geez, before the age of 15, I probably got maybe like two or three brand new coats.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we will get them at the thrift store.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did it? Did you ever feel like and we have to in Chicago bundle up so much, but you always had enough stuff, right? To stay warm and to get to school and all that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Yeah.
So what about in the city in the past? I know this has been an issue where you have to keep the house like super warm and toasty because it can become dangerously cold at night to the point where,
Well,
the
where you
city
have to
has
wear
laws to make sure
to
people
the
stay
point where
warm.
you wear your coat in the house.
Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah, there were times when we had to because it was so cold. For the most part, we had pretty decent landlords.
Okay.
Um, we did have nice landlords. One of them actually, every time we would go pay the rent, and I say we meaning my older sister and I, we would
Take
go
the
pay
rent
the rent.
money. Take the rent money.
Yeah, we would take the rent money, which was $90 a month,
Hmm.
and we would go pay her, and she would give us 10 cents each.
Wow.
It was such a big freaking deal. Oh my God, we had 10 cents. Because back then you could buy penny candy or two for a penny.
Is that what you would
So,
go do with the 10 cents?
yeah, you kidding? It was cool.
Did your parents know you were getting these 10 cents?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so they,
And that's why they would send us because they knew we would get the 10
oh,
cents.
nice.
Yeah.
What kind of
But
candies could you get for 10 cents?
we will get like well, we will get like Jolly Ranchers. I think it's the Big Blow. There was also like little chocolate balls that came in a little plastic like cell phone, like
Just little loose candies?
yeah, but everything was wrapped,
Okay. Do you
you
think
know.
that the stores were just buying the bulk things and opening it up and selling everything individually that they're not supposed to, like
No,
to not sell
no, no,
individually?
no, 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 no. Everything was
Everything was in the up and up?
well. I I think so. I hope so. I mean, again, we were young, so
Mm.
I don't remember much about that. But yeah, going back to the apartment, we had pretty good landlords, but it would get really cold, so yeah, sometimes we had to layer up in the house,
Mm-hmm.
put on a coat and your hat and your scarf and layers of socks on your hands because you don't have your gloves because you lost them
Mm-hmm.
or
I mean, I'm of the generation that still remembers like the really bad electric heaters that as soon as we plugged in, we thought we should not be using this thing anymore. Like kind of old looking. This looks dangerous. Not like today's like heaters. I think are so kind of look so
yeah,
safe and nice.
right. Well, yeah, we always had one of those, maybe even two, so you will huddle around it,
Hmm.
to keep to keep yourself warm. Um, but I think going back to that, I think that as a kid, I don't think that really was much of a worry.
Hmm.
Um, I think we were more like excited about being play, going outside to play or
Hmm.
being with friends. Um,
So every few years in Chicago, we get like an epic snowfall, right?
right,
We get a good like in the course of a couple days, we'll get a foot or two or more of snow suddenly that kind of shuts down the city
right.
and usually means no school. Did you have a lot of called off school days when you were young that you can
As a
remember?
kid, I don't remember. The only one I could remember was in '79, where we had several feet of snow. But then I was older.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like in '79. I was like what,
14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was much older. Yeah, but um, younger, I don't remember. And I think when I was a kid, I really didn't look forward to staying home. I always wanted to go to school. It was fun. You were with your friends, so and
Was
it wasn't fun.
Go ahead.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't. We didn't like. I didn't like staying home because we would have to do chores or maybe babysit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely better to go to school.
Did they ever have those days, those kind of like optional days, where so few kids can make it to school that if you show up, it's basically a babysitting service and you just
No, I don't
play in the
remember
gym all
that.
day? I've had a few of those.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. What I remember. I always went to summer school because it was fun. Summer school because you have breakfast and lunch.
So summer school
Eh,
not meaning you didn't pass your classes, you had to go to summer school. This is just
no,
like,
it was like a summer camp type of thing,
hmm,
but it wasn't camp. It was school
hmm.
where you watched TV and they took you on field trips and like to the zoo. Free stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Keep your kids out of trouble. Keep your kids from sliding into the street or skateboarding down the Kennedy Expressway ramp or
yeah,
something like
and you
that,
know
right?
what? And now when I passed by the Kennedy not too long ago, and they actually fenced it all in. I guess a lot of I think homeless people were hanging out,
Hmm.
or maybe more kids were sliding down like us.
Or maybe homeless people were sliding down. They like to have winter fun too. Um,
Yeah, it was. Looking back, I am surprised that we did not get hurt. You know, sliding. because we were literally sliding into traffic.
People always joke about this, that the children of the 60s or 70s were kind of tougher and dumber at the same time, constantly putting themselves in these horribly dangerous situations
Yes, this is very true.
and somehow never getting hurt.
Yes, this is
But
true.
today, kids are off protected, like maybe overprotected sometimes.
Right.
But it feels like they're also more susceptible to getting hurt.
Yeah, but
I got hurt often when I was a kid.
yeah, but I think I probably, it's like looking back, I'm thinking we had too much freedom to do too much stuff.
Now,
You know,
it was it because your parents were from a different culture? Because everybody was doing it? Was it because they kind of were preoccupied? Or why do you think?
it's a combination of a lot of things. I sometimes feel like I had to grow up alone, because at a very young age, going back to the very beginning, we had to do the family laundry, just do a lot of stuff on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So going to play outside at you're 7, 8, 9, whatever, near the expressway, that's I don't think people would be doing that today.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that I did a lot of that, not just once or twice, several times, um, and just playing in the park at that age too,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel that's a very young age to be doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're in a group of, with other kids, but I don't think much has changed. What we have more now, obviously, is social media. So you know what's going on. I'm
Well,
sure a lot of things happened, but we just didn't know how to know what was going on.
now if you see a bunch of kids sliding down a hill, don't you kind of ask where the parents, and parents will get in some trouble?
Yeah, you kidding? I
Yeah.
mean, if I see that going on, I'd probably, not probably, most definitely make a phone call and say, you know what, there's these kids playing out here. Somebody needs to come and do something,
Yeah.
you know. But, you know, to my surprise, nothing ever really happened to us while we were playing outside,
Mm-hmm.
going down the hill or I mean, we got hurt during the summer a lot. I know I did. I fell off my bike, broke
We
my
have to save
ankle.
that for the summer episode. This is the winter episode.
Oh, but yeah, but I mean,
I
it's
know. I'm
just,
just kidding.
no, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But I'm just saying that there was so much freedom to do so much outside. But then we didn't have all these systems that people have today, like Xbox and Nintendo. We didn't have any
There
of
you
that.
go. You named two things that are pretty much accurate.
We didn't have any of that. Geez, we didn't even get Atari, okay?
Uh,
So,
I yeah,
but
yeah.
so we had to find ways to keep ourselves busy,
Uh,
and
so you
the
played
we,
real life Frogger, essentially. You got out
I,
and sliding
yeah,
across the streets, trying not to get squashed.
yeah. You would play like even in the snow. I remember. I think we would play like Red Rover or Kick the Can or
Mm-hmm.
you know street games. Just
I'm trying to
to
think of
keep.
other winter things. Did you guys have? Was there a special winter time meal that maybe your mom cooked in winter? That was something.
Chicken soup
That's it.
and hot chocolate.
Okay, so
What do you
nothing.
mean?
I don't
What
know.
would be special?
In Japan, I'm out here in Japan, and there's a special thing that we eat in the winter time here, and then there's some things we eat in the summertime.
We pretty much eat the same thing all year.
Okay.
Black beans, chicken soup,
And for
you
the
know.
black beans recipe, please consult our previous episode of Across the Street to Wooden Park for an excellent
But
meal
no,
suggestion.
I mean, no, I mean, no, we wouldn't make anything like extraordinary hot cider.
Okay.
Is that what
Yeah.
we would make, but that was for the holidays, not for the winter.
Okay.
Hot cider where you put all these like sugar cane and prunes and raisins and apples, oranges, and all these fruits,
Mm.
and then just mix it in, with cinnamon and let it cook for about an hour. It's you throw everything into a big boiling pot of water, okay,
Hmm.
and just let it simmer, and that's it.
There you
You
go.
know,
Don't
it's called
confuse.
it's called ponche, Ponche,
There you go.
in
Another
Spanish.
recipe. This is becoming a cooking podcast.
Well, that's impromptu right there. Did I say that right? Impromptu. Did I say that right?
No.
How do you say it?
I'm not going to correct you.
You could.
I want our
You do it all
listeners
the
to
time.
correct us. So it feels good to be back into the swing of things of the show.
Yeah.
We want to thank all our returning listeners, hopefully, and hopefully some new listeners.
Yeah.
We're getting the word out there now. We're promoting.
Yes, we are promoting. Julie did business cards.
Yeah, because
Um,
we mean business now.
it's not like the old days where I would write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Now I officially have a business card. You know what, Tony? Yes, it was hardship growing up
Mm-hmm.
under these excruciating conditions, but I think you made the best out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun.
No, as
Um,
everyone does.
I mean, there were kids who were very well off, who did have the sled, who had those snow suits, and matching gloves,
But none of those kids were
and the
your
face
friends, were
masks.
they?
Yeah, some of them were our friends. Yeah, they were. Um, they were, like, they were very, I don't know if they were rich. Well, they owned buildings. Yeah, I guess they were rich, and they were white.
If you whisper on a podcast, people still hear it and it's recorded forever. It's okay to say that they were white and to understand that you're Latina and there was a social inequality. That's okay to say.
The,
That's not racist. It's okay.
the huge, huge, ginormous social inequality.
Okay. And
It's like we were just thrown in there.
you were the slushy snowman,
But
the
there was a
brown
group of us.
snowman. And we're not going to talk about the yellow
We were the
snowman.
Pete. We were the Pete Brown snowman. When the dog peed. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but we had fun, Tony. It was. I mean, looking back and talking about it, it's kind of sad. But I guess you gotta make light of it and say it happened. You know, we did it. We did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are stories that I carry with me forever, and they're part of who I am, I guess.
And now they're recorded forever and will be part of everyone else, unfortunately.
Well, you asked me,
I know I'm
so
sorry, everyone. This is my mistake. And with that, we're going to leave everyone. Please visit across the street to woodenpark.com. Subscribe to the show on iTunes. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell your dogs. Download and listen often.
okay. Thank you for tuning in, and good night. See you next week.